Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. I hope you had a nice weekend so far. I'm here to talk all things new sewing patterns, and we've got loads. So settle down because there is a lot to go through. I'm not going to dilly-dally, I'm going to get straight into it. So first up, Peppermint magazine has arrived, issue 61. If you haven't come across it before, it's a kind of sewing related magazine, so you get one free pattern included in each issue, and they kind of get an external designer to design it. So quite a lot of kind of indie pattern designers that you've heard of have done them in the past. So and we've got some back copies of things, so they're definitely worth having a look at. So this one is, well, this is how they've described it. Filled with wonder and hope-filled stories and of creativity and community. So there is always loads and loads of really interesting articles, kind of not sewing related, but kind of around the theme. I really like it personally. The thing that they do, which I really like, is that they give you a list of all the articles in the magazine, which is great because then you really get an idea of actually whether you're going to want to own it or not. I will pop links down below to everything I talk about and this one as well, so you can go and have a look. But there's kind of like something about embroidery with the artist Fleur Woods, who's on the cover of the magazine. Colourful threads from Ellie Whittaker. Doing better business with Brianni West. Using textile waste to forge connections. Finding calming clay and earth darlings with earth darlings. So there's quite like, I don't know, there's kind of a broad range. It's kind of, I guess, aimed at anyone who is creative rather than specifically for sewing, but we really love it. And so, yeah, and there's a little top as well. It's called the Tansy top. And it's quite a simple little, most of the patterns are quite simple, but it's a really nice, like, simple top as well. So you get that too. That is worth going and having a look at if you're feeling like you aren't sure what you kind of want at the moment. That's a nice one to go for. Then we've had a drop from Paper Cut Patterns. Now, these patterns haven't been released like super recently, probably in the last couple of months, but because they come from New Zealand, we kind of have to wait until we've got enough to do kind of a big order, because it's so expensive to get stuff shipped over from New Zealand. So this, the first one I've got to talk to you about is the Luli dress. Now this was released quite a while ago, so it's not new, but it's new to us. And if you haven't seen it, it's really beaut. So quick look at the line drawing to see what's going on. It's quite a simple dress. It's kind of quite a classic dress. So it's got a lovely kind of bell sleeve. You can see there's bust darts, waist darts, and then a slightly A-line, slightly flared skirt. The thing that is really lovely about this pattern, if I show you the red kind of gingham version, you can see, because it's easier to see on this, the skirt is cut on the bias. So it creates a really, for me, a really different feel to kind of a standard, that sort of standard dress shape. It'll just kind of swish in a different way and it'll fit better, and I think it's really it's quite a classic shape, but it's really clever little like take on it. Then there's a version where you can make it a bit shorter as well. It's super cute. You can also just make the skirt variation. And there are sort of two sleeve lengths as well, but it's a really lovely pattern, and I thought if anyone who's got like weddings, etc., this is a great one, or summer holidays or whatever, something nice, you want a kind of nice dress, then this is definitely worth having a look at. Then so this little batch now are the most recent ones. I think they were released kind of 2-3 months ago. So the Sarah Pant and Short, paper only. I should have said that. All of the Paper Cut patterns are paper only. And you can pick between two different size bandings, so a UK 4 to 20 and a UK 18 to 36. So just if you are thinking about buying it, just make sure you've picked the right size banding. So let's have a look at the line drawing so you can see what's going on. It's cut to be high-waisted. There are different pocket styles that you can have on the front. So you can either have little kind of, I feel like 90s, quite 70s little patch, kind of curved bottom patch pockets, or you can have a variation where they're kind of really much bigger. Again, a little bit 70s feeling. The trouser, you can pick between 2 different cuts on the leg, so kind of quite straight but kind of wider, or you can choose a barrel leg, which I really love. And then there's a variation to make it into short. It's a really lovely pattern, and if you like, because I feel like paper cut patterns are a certain type of, well, if you like the block and you want to make some trousers, then these are really good ones to have a look at. Then they've released a shirt called the Remy Shirt. I absolutely love this. It feels like a kind of, you can either wear this as a proper shirt, you could definitely wear this as a shacket. It's got slightly oversized features on the front, which makes it feel more like a shacket, but actually wearing it as a shirt then adds kind of a bit of an interesting detail. You can see there's kind of a chunkier placket. The sleeves are quite, I guess, kind of exaggerated almost, and they're slightly dropped. The short sleeve variation has just got literally a little kind of dropped sleeve, which is really cute, again with a kind of big turn up, or is it I can't quite work out if it's a turn up or really big cuff detail. It's hard to tell even from the line drawing, but yeah, you can see that kind of the features are kind of oversized. I think it's really great. There's optional pockets that you can have on the chest, and it just feels like a really nice one. I think the kind of curved hem at the bottom also looks really great. So it's a super pattern if you're looking for a shirt. It's definitely worth having a look at. Then they've got a trench coat, which is absolutely glorious. I really like this. Anyone who likes Cezanne as a brand, this felt really similar to their trench coat that they kind of release each season. So you can cut it in 2 different lengths, this variant, so you can have it kind of short or long. It's got raglan sleeves, which is kind of classic, and it's got a little storm flap on the back, but it doesn't have loads and loads of detail, so that it's kind of like a nod. Well, it's definitely a trench coat, but it doesn't have so many details. You know, it doesn't have the little what they call epaulets on the shoulder. There's nothing on the front, so the front's cut quite simply, and I really like this kind of slightly pared back. And you can obviously, the shorter variation, you can have it just as is, or you can belt it depending on how you want to look. So yeah, that's a really lovely one. Again, on that sizing, so paper only, and sizing is a UK 4 to 20 or 18 to 36. They're all in that size banding. Then we have got 2 patterns from Pattern Society. The first one is called, both of them are sort of party dresses. The first one is the Renee party dress, and it's kind of like a very short little shift dress almost. It's got a slightly curved hem. It's got a low back, so no bra, bust darts. It's actually very simple construction, obviously depending on which fabric you use, but it's a very kind of simple little dress, but it could look really great. I feel like too old to wear this, but I think it would look great on loads and loads of people. So it's PDF only for this one. UK sizing is a UK 8 to 22. And then their other party dress is the Marian Dress, which is really beautiful actually. So again, PDF only, sizes 8 to 22. If we have a look at the line drawing, you can see, so there are 2 variations. It's one shouldered, it's got waist darts, and then you can pick from a sort of 2 different options of the skirt. So you can have it kind of slightly more fitted or slightly flared. You can also have it so that the back has got a train on it if you want to. So you could actually make this as a wedding dress as well if you wanted. And they also have a variation with a kind of floofy bit. It looks like, it's hard to see from the line drawing, it looks like a pleated piece inserted, which does add quite a lot of statement, but you can also then make it without. But yeah, it's a really elegant pattern, so if you're looking for some sort of occasion wear, this is definitely worth having a look at. Then we've got a batch of patterns from Madwig, they're really good ones actually. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is the Rosman Blouse, which is so beautiful. So I will show you the line drawing to start with, and we can have a look what's going on. So it's square necked. There are 2 variations. You can have it so it's quite simple, just kind of plain at the front, or you can have this really gorgeous sort of statement collar. The thing I like about this is that big collar thing that's been around for a while. I really love, but I feel like I'm not sure I could pull it off, whereas I really love this because it's got it, but it feels less kind of full-on frilly statement. It's just, yeah, and it's so cute. It looks like those little like old school sailor dresses. It's really beautiful. So I'll show you some pictures. You can have it with a little, and the kind of big collar version has got a little tie at the top. It's cut quite loose, this pattern, which I also like, and then there's a proper kind of collar on it, a collar cuff on it as well. And then you can see the button style that they've got down the front. So they've got that little, the kind of loops that you make. I can't remember what they're called, and I really should know what they're called. The kind of little loops that you sew into the centre front, which is really lovely. And then so that you don't have to do buttonholes, which means you're not going to get stressed at the last bit, which I always like. So it's a PDF only for this pattern, and sizing on it is a UK 6 to 34. It's just gorgeous. So if you're thinking blouse, and this is definitely a really nice one to have a look at, and I really like both of them, the plainer version as well as the kind of big frilly collar. So then they have made a kind of they've released a kind of batch of 4 patterns, and they've got the title sort of made. So you can either buy them as separate patterns, or you can buy them as a bundle, so you get them all together. They're much more simple patterns. They're at a much lower price point as well. They're really reasonably priced. So if you are thinking you want to buy yourself a little something, but you know, times are hard at the moment, this is they're definitely worth having a look at, because they're a bit more, they're really kind of reasonable. So the first one is the Madwig Midline pants. These PDF only, and they come in a size UK 6 to 34. They are a pair of elasticated trousers. They've got kind of anchored inseam pockets, which is key, the anchoring, because otherwise they kind of flap around and get really annoying. There's elasticated around the top and like a grown-on waistband, which I really like as a finish for an elasticated pattern. And then they've got quite a big, deep, chunky hem on them as well, which makes them feel kind of more expensive. But they're, yeah, you know, what you see is what you get with these. Are quite simple, but a nice kind of easy one if you're looking for something kind of fun and easy to sew. Then they've got the Midline shorts, which are a slightly flared version. You can see, again, they're elasticated waist, quite a lot of the same details with the pockets, and then a big chunky hem. So that's also there as well if you'd like. Then they've got a sweatshirt as well, called the Midline sweatshirt, and this comes in a size 6 to 34. I like the cut of this actually. It's interesting. It feels like it's quite boxy. There's quite a boxy sleeve as well, and I like the proportions of it. It looks slightly kind of shorter on the body, and then it's got a drop shoulder as well. So it's a nice simple pattern. And then finally, they've got the t-shirt. So the Midline tee, again in the same sizing. I loved this. It's like boxy and cropped and feels really nice. Got a big kind of chunky hem on it, which feels, especially in jersey, feels really expensive. It's a really nice shape. I really liked it. And then if you wanted to, you could buy the last 4 patterns I spoke about all together in one bundle. So it would be a really nice present for someone, and that's the price of kind of one standard indie pattern. So it feels like a really nice way, and actually you'd save a bit of money as well on the 4. So you kind of get 1 for free, I guess, if you're doing it this way. Anyway, that is it from me this week. I hope that was good and you found something you like, and I will be back next week with another video. Have a lovely, lovely weekend. Bye.